There's a woman with 3 degrees who can solve complex equations in her sleep, but she stayed with a man who lied to her face for 7 years, and a CEO who built a company from nothing, reads 50 books a year, studies human behavior and understands market psychology, yet fell for a financial scam so obvious his teenage son saw through it immediately. Because here's what nobody tells you about intelligence. It doesn't protect you, and sometimes it makes you the perfect target, which is the story of how your greatest strength becomes your most dangerous blind spot. Smart people trust their minds because their intelligence has solved problems their entire lives through good grades, promotions, and respect, making the brain a loyal companion and trusted advisor. But when you're intelligent, you don't just think, you justify, which psychologists call motivated reasoning, where your brain doesn't search for truth but searches for evidence that supports what you've already decided to believe. When a manipulator tells you something that doesn't add up with holes in their story, but you're smart, instead of feeling confused, you feel challenged. So your mind goes to work filling in the gaps, building bridges over contradictions, and creating explanations where none exist. You're not being fooled. You're fooling yourself with footnotes, research, and perfectly constructed logic. And the smarter you are, the better the story you tell yourself, while the manipulator just sits back and watches. You do their work for them, proving that intelligence doesn't prevent deception. It makes you a more convincing liar to yourself. When 2 people meet someone new and one has average intelligence, while the other is brilliant, the average person feels something's off. Can't explain it, just has a gut feeling and walks away. But the brilliant person also feels something's off, yet doesn't trust feelings, because feelings are primitive, irrational, and beneath them. So they analyze with thoughts like, maybe I'm being judgmental, perhaps I'm projecting my own insecurities, or I should give them the benefit of the doubt, intellectualizing their intuition away, because your body knows before your brain does, through millions of years of evolution that built danger detection systems operating below. Conscious thought, that tightness in your chest, that subtle recoil, that inexplicable discomfort isn't anxiety, it's information. Intelligent people have learned to override these signals because they've been taught that emotion is the enemy of reason and feelings cloud judgment. So when their gut screams something is wrong, their mind whispers, you're being irrational, and they listen to the whisper, which manipulators understand as they target people who distrust their own instincts and need logical reasons before they'll protect themselves. Meaning by the time your brain has enough evidence, the damage is done. The smartest people ignore the warning system that never went to school. Smart people know about manipulation, having read about narcissists, studied cognitive biases, watched the documentaries, and know the red flags like love bombing, gaslighting, and triangulation. But because they know, they believe they're immune, which is called the bias blind spot, where research from Princeton shows that more intelligent individuals are more susceptible to thinking they're less biased than others. You see the trap clearly, which makes you certain you'd never fall into it. And that certainty is the trap. A woman who studies psychology and writes papers on emotional abuse finds herself in a relationship where she's constantly apologizing for things she didn't do, but she can't be a victim. Because victims are people who don't recognize manipulation, and she recognizes it. Therefore, this must be something else. Maybe it's complicated. Maybe it's nuanced. Maybe he's damaged, and she's the only one who understands him. So the knowledge that was supposed to protect her becomes the shield her abuser hides behind, because she keeps thinking, I'm too smart for this to be what it looks like. Which is why manipulators love dating therapists, scammers target financial advisors, and cult leaders recruit the educated, not despite their intelligence, but because of it. Proving that knowing how manipulation works doesn't save you. It convinces you that you're being saved. Smart people are pattern recognition machines who see connections others miss, understand systems, and appreciate nuance, which becomes a liability. Because sometimes the truth is simple, painfully simple, like he's lying to you. She's using you. This doesn't add up, but simple truths feel incomplete to complex minds who think surely there's more to the story. Context they're missing, or deeper dynamics at play. When a man discovers his business partner has been stealing from the company with clear evidence and numbers that don't lie. He's intelligent and thinks in systems, so he considers maybe the partner was under financial stress. Maybe there's an explanation that makes sense. Maybe confronting him would destroy a relationship that could be salvaged. Spending 6 months looking for complexity while his partner spends 6 months stealing more. Because not everything is a puzzle waiting to be solved. Sometimes, a betrayal is just a betrayal. A lie is just a lie. And the person hurting you isn't misunderstood. They're making a choice, but accepting simple, painful truths requires something intelligence. Can't provide emotional courage, the willingness to act on incomplete information and trust that sometimes the obvious answer is the right one, even when it breaks your heart, especially when it breaks your heart. Since intelligence seeks complexity because simplicity feels like surrender, intelligence is still valuable as it solves problems, creates beauty and builds worlds. But it was never meant to navigate the human heart. For that you need wisdom, which isn't about knowing more but about trusting the parts of you that can't be measured by test scores, the instinct that speaks in sensations, the pattern recognition that happens in your body, not your brain, and the courage to act on incomplete data when your safety is at stake. The smartest thing you can do is stop trying to think your way through situations that require you to feel your way out. Stop searching for logical reasons to trust your discomfort, because your discomfort is the reason. Stop building complex explanations for simple betrayals, because Occam's razor applies to relationships too. And stop believing that because you're intelligent, you're protected, since the shield you think you're holding might be the blindfold you're wearing. Real intelligence isn't about having all the answers. It's about knowing when to stop asking questions and start listening to the part of you that already knows. Because the wisest people aren't those who can explain everything. They're the ones who know when understanding is just another word for staying.